Ito ang Intercontinental Broadcasting Corporation. Sa bagong Pilipinas.
Ang susunod na programa ay rated PG. Patnubay at gabay ng magulang ay kailangan sa mga batang manonood.
Mindanao Network, right here, right now, as promised. From the news desk of the Mindanao Development Authority, delivered fresh by Mindanao Network, the business and investment news updates. This is the Mindanao Advantage. Our name, our edge.
Maayong buntag, Mindanao. We're all set and ready to hit the road to the Palm City of the South, Tagum City, for the 34th Mindanao Business Conference, the biggest annual gathering of business leaders, policymakers, and forward-thinking innovators from across the island. With this year's theme, Fostering Innovation and Sustainability Towards Global Mindanao, MinBisCon 2025 is set to spotlight industries shaping the region's growth from agriculture and halal economy to renewable energy and business synergy. Tara, samahan nyo kami as we take you on the road to this exciting event. This is the Mindanao Advantage, on the road.
It gives me immense pride and joy to welcome you all to the 34th MinBisCon 2025. Mindanao is a land richly blessed with fertile lands, abundant seas, and resilient people. But more than its natural wealth, the true strength of Mindanao lies in you, the entrepreneurs, leaders, and visionaries gathered here today. Your presence is proof that growth of Mindanao is not a dream for Mindanaoans alone. It is a shared mission for the whole Philippines. This year's theme, Fostering Innovation and Sustainability Towards Global Mindanao, speaks to a very heart of our journey. Expect exciting plenary sessions, engaging panel discussions, and meaningful networking. Expect bold ideas that will challenge the way we think and fresh partnership that will move our businesses and our entire island in the region forward.
I would like to extend my personal thanks to the Tagum City Chamber of Commerce and Industry and the Philippine Chamber of Commerce of Industry Mindanao for the successful staging of this Mindanao MinBisCon 2025. Going to a conference which will host business leaders, policy makers, stakeholders from across Mindanao and beyond that will contribute in shaping the economic future of Mindanao. There is no way that I will not go and be there together with these people. For over a decade, the Mindanao Development Authority and the PCCI in Mindanao has been partners in fostering and advancing inclusive growth, regional competitiveness, and investment promotion across the island of Mindanao. Through MinBiscom and a series of strategic trade missions, we have cultivated a resilient alliance of local industries, one that continues to unlock opportunities and potentials that amplify Mindanao's voice in the national development agenda. This year's conference comes at a pivotal moment as Mindanao accelerates its transformation through landmark infrastructure and policy reforms.
MinBiscon is an annual event, where we gather not only the business sector in one place, but also the policymakers. So it's an annual event wherein we get to touch base, review what has been happening for the past year, policies we need to pursue so that we will have a more competitive business here in Mindanao and to also promote economic development in Mindanao. No? This is also a chance for us in the business sector, especially from the Chambers of Commerce. It's a reason for us to gather together, and we also get to network. See what's going on, how we can collaborate, how do we push Mindanao, can we do things to promote Mindanao and push for more economic development and investment here in Mindanao.
For today, there are actually 3 plenary sessions. The first session is about bridging borders. How do we ensure solidarity among not just within Mindanao but outside of Mindanao? We want to make sure that we are able to bring and sell the products and services of Mindanao, not just the products and services, but particularly the companies and the people who compose these companies, so that we will be known not just as a maker of quality products and services, but also to showcase to them that we have full of talents here in Mindanao.
As a business leader in Region 12, coming to the MinBiscon has opened up not just opportunities, networks, but even inspiring stories from all the people I've been able to meet, the presentations of Minda on the macroeconomic landscape of Mindanao. And at the end of the day, it really gives me, the participants, a better understanding of the opportunities, challenges, and how I think we can all work together coming from business, the private sector, in really pushing Mindanao forward and not always depending on Manila, but really taking matters into our own hands and finding solutions together as a community to push progress, push investments that lead to job generation and a better Philippines. Mindanao's growth is hinged, I believe, not just on what's outside of Mindanao, but really from within, which is the core competency of us as businessmen. As MinBiscon has become an important event for us to take stock of all of the positive developments, the challenges. At the end of the 2 or 3 day conference, we all leave knowing what needs to be done, what needs to be pushed, and what areas of focus we have to address to continue pushing for the development, ensure our businesses are successful and competitive, and at the end of the day, have a positive outlook for the future of Mindanao.
Speaking for the European Chamber and for the consulate I represent, which is Finland, cross-border partnerships are seen as catalysts for growth. No? So foreign chambers are not only conduits of trade, but also platforms of trust. And by linking Mindanao-based enterprises with investors, technical experts, and policymakers abroad, these chambers facilitate foreign direct investment in agriculture, infrastructure, and digital industries, encourage market access for Mindanao's export products, bring in the best practices and global standards. Dito na papasok yon product certification. And that is very essential for us to succeed if we want to penetrate larger markets. The most important thing that I really will stress to everyone else, and because this is everybody's business, it is a question of framing the right story of Mindanao. Why? Because doing otherwise can trigger serious misinterpretation of what Mindanao is all about. The global collaboration that I see here is really grounded on realities. Let's just have some real talk and real sense appreciation of what Mindanao is all about.
we in the business sector, we want it to be a land of opportunities. No, it's not promise, it's about opportunities. And we have seen that Mindanao has a lot of natural resources. We also want to show that Mindanao is an opportunity for not only the locals to invest, but there is peace, no? There is stability for investors to also invest. With all the plenaries that has been going on in the MinBizCon, they're chosen carefully to reflect on what opportunities are there for Mindanao. No? So like this year, we have innovations and technology in farming.
So we're looking at empowering farm agribusiness, cultivating investment-ready agribusiness MSMEs, and amplifying investments and exports. Investments and exports grow in the farm agribusiness sector. No? So I am seeing a lot of things here. There's a series of activities that will offer the farm MSMEs an opportunity to showcase themselves as a viable investment location and partners in the agribusiness sector, as well as a competitive and reliable source of agri-fishery products.
We need also to include the marginal farmers by doing training, doing specific innovation specific to the region. We need to include what are their existing practices. We need to encourage knowledge transfers and community engagement, and also the human capital development. So again, let us harness technology to secure the future of our fisheries by as much as possible trying to innovate and implement Aquaculture 4.0. Thank you.
There's a lot, especially with the advent of the halal economy. You know, in our earlier times, we only know halal as stamped on the products and services. Like we usually see it from the imported snacks that we get from Malaysia or Indonesia, and now it has expanded. We know that halal is a certification. It is a standard like that of ISO. And if you are a business who truly believes in the concept and the results of halal certification, then you have an expanded market. You have an expanded opportunity, because by the time you have a thorough understanding of halal, you will be able to take a look at, I should innovate as a business so that I can expand and offer that opportunity to those who need halal businesses or halal products and services. Like me, for instance, I just knew recently that there are already halal financial solutions and services. And then, in fact, if you dig deeper into the insurance business, there's takaful that is similar to halal. In the Philippines, I believe, we have to work together. We have to innovate also the modules that we offer. Like, for example, we know that DTI is a forerunner in the halal. And then, of course, we know that BIMP, IAGA, no, they're really good at it. But how about those who are not there? Those who are not in the region? We should know and work with them so that maybe we can improve on our education system, like especially those universities and colleges who are offering hotel and restaurant management. We can work on that. And then, in fact, halal is also true in terms of financial services, as I said earlier. Cosmetics. There's already halal industry that is operating now in terms of cosmetics. Not just that, the agriculture, because our livestock also eat food in the same way that we eat food. So it's a chain of opportunity that we can have with the halal economy. There's a big market for halal. And what is the opportunity for Mindanao? We understand our brothers and sisters, especially our Muslim brothers and sisters. So there's no way that we cannot integrate halal system in our business processes, in the way we do businesses here in Mindanao.
When it comes to our experience as a halal certification body, we existed since 2006. And our first client is based in Davao City, an exporter of processed fruits. That was during the time when there were no laws governing halal accreditation of halal certification bodies. But alhamdulillah, for our clients, they are both suppliers of domestic products and services. So these are dressing plants, slaughterhouses, producers of products, even food and non-food products. I think we have grown at least a bit.
I am a private company, but I work together with our partners, TCBIC, so Tagum City Business and Incentive Center, and also the LGU, City of Tagum, through the good heart of our City Mayor, Ray T. Uy, and also, of course, our very own Tagum City Chamber. So you can already see here at the Tagum City LGU level, there's already private. All of these companies are private. Private and TCBIC and LGU together with the PAM City, or rather the Tagum City Chamber of Commerce and Industry. And then we go up. We partnered with MINDA, the Mindanao Development Authority. We also partnered with the Davao del Norte Province. And of course, the DAVNOR Business and Promotions Investment Center. So you see, this is a full private-public partnership endeavor. So we created a very cheap and affordable e-commerce that any entrepreneurs can use. And so far, we're able to do it successfully. In fact, in the MinBizCon, the registration portal, including the website, is the solution that we created way back during the pandemic. We just updated it every now and then. And the result of MinBizCon today is actually from the efforts that we did during the pandemic.
The Mindanao Development Authority, recognizing the need of development here in Mindanao, signed an agreement with the PPP Center. By, I think in 2 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks, we will be launching the PPP Center together with the Mindanao Authority here in Davao City. So business leaders like you, partnering with LGUs, no longer have to go to Metro Manila to process your papers. Magbubukas na po ang PPP Center here in Mindanao. And complemented by the Create More Act and the Public-Private Partnership Code, these reforms signal a clear priority from this administration, making the Philippines a more attractive, transparent, and efficient destination for investors. I therefore encourage all of you, MinBizCon participants, whether from the business sector, from the local government, or development institutions, to take advantage of these enabling reforms. Now is the time to bring forward bankable projects, forge new partnerships, and pursue innovation for development with a shared goal of putting Mindanao at the forefront of national development and national progress. Ito po yung palaging sinasabi ng ating presidente. Ang kinabukasan ng Mindanao ay kinabukasan ng buong Pilipinas.
I cannot help underscore the importance of having conversations between business, being able to liaise with departments of government. Minda is always here. These conversations actually bring out very important learnings. We call these business intelligence, compare experiences, spot opportunities that we businessmen, whether you're small, medium, or a large corporation, can actually look into for possible investments. In these conferences, we also invited companies like Meralco, who have provided interest about how these local chambers can actually spot challenges in their local distribution utility companies and see how partnerships with larger firms can help improve the quality and reliability of power, which at the end of the day has been the biggest factor for the slow development of many areas in Mindanao. So if we look at the map, we all want to see Mindanao at night shining bright, not just pockets of communities.
Progress is only possible when we work together with a shared purpose. At Aboitiz Power, we actively cultivate partnership with a wide range of stakeholders, from government agencies to international energy players to local communities. Through these collaborations, we aim to combine our collective strength, overcome barriers, and accelerate the transition to clean, inclusive, and sustainable energy. Our goal is clear: for the Philippines to have abundant, reliable, and sustainable energy that powers inclusive growth.
We here in Mindanao are at a crossroads. Palagi kong pinasabi pa ulit-ulit, we are at the right time in the destiny of Mindanao. Never have we experienced this level of peace and order that we have here in Mindanao. Ending a long decades old debate on what should come first. Peace and order or development? That debate has been answered for us. Almost all regions in Mindanao have been declared practically insurgency and CTG or communist terrorist group free. That debate has long ended for us. Now is the time for development to come in.
The message I would like to share for delegates attending the MinBisCon is keep an open mind, because everybody thought Mindanao is only about agriculture. Don't just look at agriculture. We have to look at what opportunities are there in each industry. And if it's along your line of business, then it might be an opportunity for you to expand and even grow your business. For the non-Mindanaoans, take a look at Mindanao, touch base with the different delegates who are attending. The delegates who are here from the private sector are mostly from the Chambers of Commerce. The members of the Chambers of Commerce are business people who are really looking also to see what is there for us to invest in, aside from our own industry.
As businessmen, we always look at risk. We always look at challenges ahead, and we always ask ourselves, what can we do today to prevent those challenges, events from happening tomorrow. So one of which that has been a recurring theme has been the power crisis that is coming. Time and time again, we hear the warnings already, and I think we have to ask ourselves today, is something being done? Lobbying, making noise does help in moving that needle forward. So at the end of the day, we all benefit and the economies grow, which in the bottom line leads to more employment for Mindanao.
So these are the things that the conference brings, ideas, networks, business network, informations. And of course for the government, who is also in the best interest that we have a robust economic growth, then what policies should the government implement so that we become more competitive? It means leave the business to the private sector, but we need the right policies to grow. So that is my message to both the private and the government.
The only thing that keeps us is the learning that we get from here. And I am so happy to say that we have also raised the bar of our spotlighters. So who are our spotlighters? So you can see all of these private companies are our spotlighters, because without them, the 34th Business Conference would not be possible. So you can see here, I know that you'll have a time to showcase our partners and sponsors, but on top of that, they are here with the commitment, because maybe you have seen them presented their companies, but on top of that, what have they that they can offer more in terms of innovation and sustainable, renewable, what else? All the inclusive growth as far as Mindanao is concerned.
Together, we can turn Mindanao from land of promise into a land of fulfillment. Together, let us commit to building a global Mindanao that shines as a beacon of responsible progress, resilience, and hope. Let us show the world what Mindanao can do. Let us show that Mindanao is not only ready for business, we are ready to lead. We are ready to innovate.
Once again, congratulations to your successful MinBiscom. Mabuhay ang Mindanao, mabuhay tayong lahat, at mabuhay ang bagong Pilipinas. Maraming salamat sa inyo. Good morning.
And that's a wrap for the 34th Mindanao Business Conference here in Tagum City. We've seen bold ideas shared, partnerships formed, and opportunities unlocked, all aimed at building a more innovative, sustainable, and globally competitive Mindanao. Catch us on our next stop as we bring you stories that build a better Mindanao. This has been the Mindanao Advantage on the road. Our name, our edge.
Mindanao Network. Right here, right now. As promised.
In the world of words and stories, few voices ring as boldly and as beautifully as that of Joanna Lynn Cruz, a Palanca Award-winning writer and the author of landmark works like Women Loving, Women on Fire, and Abinako, or So I Thought. Joanna has carved a space for narratives that are tender, truthful, and unapologetically vulnerable. Today on Alampat, we sit down with a woman who's not only written her truth, but help others find the courage to write theirs too.
I'm Joanna Lynn Cruz, and I'm a professor of literature and creative writing at the University of the Philippines, Mindanao. And I'm also a writer and a cultural worker. If you look at my writing, and I always say in class, no, everything is memoir, meaning for me, whether I'm writing a poem or an essay or a story, it's really based on some memory of my own, from my own experience or from the experiences of the people that I know. I have a story, a really early story, early on. It's called Shelo. And I wrote it in using the second person point of view, you. So it's like it's speaking to someone else. But we know, those of us who study writing know that when a story is written using the second person point of view, it's really a disguised I, or a disguised first person point of view. But in that story, I ended it by shifting directly to the I, so that the reader doesn't get confused about who this story is really about. And it's really about the I. And I end this story by saying, I am only now beginning to understand it myself. And I think that's like a through line for my career as a writer, as well as my life as a woman. That every day you're just beginning to understand yourself. There is no other voice. I think when I started writing, I chose fiction as a genre because maybe I was too young to write using, to say that this is my story. But as many writers will tell you, everyone has the right to write a semi-autobiographical first book. I think the only way to write nonfiction is from a place of vulnerability. Actually, I didn't really want to be a writer, unlike some of our students today who really, when as children, they know that they want to be writers. I came into it quite late. In fact, at that time, I was already teaching at De La Salle University, and I had finished my Master of Arts in Language and Literature. I wanted to be a teacher. That's what I wanted to be, and I was that. I had a story to tell, and that revolved around my lesbian identity. And I searched and searched for my lesbian mother in the Philippine literary tradition, and I couldn't find her, not directly. And so I felt, that if I wanted to read about lesbian experience in the Philippines, I had to write them. And so that's why I started writing creatively. So it wasn't really just, a way to express myself. I knew that I wanted to do it well because I wanted to reach my audience. And I just really knew that there was an audience for the kind of writing that I wanted to do. I've been working to establish what I used to call the lesbian niche in Philippine literature. And so I had this illusion that I would occupy that lesbian niche, not knowing maybe not fully knowing that niche, the word niche in Tagalog is nicho, no? And it's a place to die. And so, well, maybe it was, no, to a certain extent, no, for a certain period of time, no, after my book Women Loving came out, it felt like nothing, no? There was no life after it. Like, why weren't people interested and amazed by this first book of lesbian stories written by a Filipina, published in the Philippines? I mean, there should have been more, fanfare around it. But instead, there was silence. No? It was met with, I don't know, silence. No? And so, parang nga siyang nicho. You know, parang inilibing ko nga yung sarili ko dahil sabi ko, ako, no, ang lesbianang manunulat sa Pilipinas. But later on, of course, many years later, I found that younger lesbian creatives, not just writers, found my work. Quietly reading it in the libraries or, in their rooms, hiding it. Kasi nga, they don't even want to show, that they're reading lesbian books, for instance. But that was like a seed, or a fire. It lit a fire within them that made them want to add to the narratives about the Philippine lesbian. Yeah, I don't think it's ever been, for me, just a way to express myself, because at the outset, I had a message, and it was through writing, because that was what I knew how to do. I mean, if I could draw, I would have become a visual artist, but words, were my instrument, and that's why I felt, that I had to take it seriously.
From a writer who is just as passionate about teaching the craft as she is about creating it, we turn the page to a story grounded in both purpose and place. When we return, let's explore how this Palanca Award-winning author has not only made Mindanao her home, but how she continues to champion local narratives through her work as a writer and educator. Alampat will be right back. Welcome back to Alampat. We've met Joanna Lynn Cruz as a writer and educator. Now, let's explore how Mindanao, a place she came to later in life, has shaped her voice and her stories.
Well, completely changed my life. I'm just really grateful for what happened to my personal life that led me to Mindanao and to move to Davao. But I have to say, for the record, I did not move for love. I moved because I wanted to start over. Yeah, at that time, the tagline of Davao was, it was the promised land. Something was promised, to this land that maybe I could share in, and so I moved to Davao because I knew that there was something promised to me and that maybe I could have it here. And indeed, it was here. Life is here. So, but it's not what I thought. It's really not what I thought. So my memoir, this is Abinako, or So I Thought, which, as you know, Abinako means, something that had to do with your false expectations, or in Filipino, akala, ating mga akala. And so, so this memoir is the first 10 years of my, this new life, this life that I wanted to start over in Davao. And so, but it was full of, false starts, maybe, false expectations, and Abinako. But, I'm so just grateful that I had the time, to have a decade, really to have a decade to reconstruct your life as a woman in a place where nobody knew you. At that time, really, literally, no one knew me except for one person, and, just to be blessed with work, for instance, in UP Mindanao.
In addition to her literary work, Joanna Lynn Cruz is a respected educator, serving as a professor and the Dean of the Humanities and Social Sciences at the University of Philippines, Mindanao. In this role, she continues to shape and inspire generations of young writers and thinkers.
I think because it's an undergraduate degree, the discussions mainly focus on technique. Like how do you write a story, how do you write an essay well, how do you write a poem. But I think because we are in Mindanao, we are UP Mindanao, we know that the mission is really to help the community grow. And so the students early on, we help them see their place in Mindanao, as writers in Mindanao for Mindanao. So they know it, that their writing exists beyond just themselves or just as a means to express their angst, their Gen Z angst. It's more than that, and it's more than just love stories, heartbreak, or hugot. Your hugot is deeply rooted in the land that you are writing from, and that's Mindanao. But my work beyond my own writing is really the Davao Writers Guild, and it's really the collective work that we do as a group. The Davao Writers Guild actually is really it's a small group of writers, and at that time when I joined, it was led by Ricardo de Ungria, and now I'm currently president again of the Davao Writers Guild. Even though we're small, we don't have a lot of funding, we have occasional funding, we have continued to create spaces for the young writers of Mindanao, not just of Davao, mainly Davao, of course. And so we publish works in English, in Binisaya, in Filipino, and we publish in all the genres. And we also publish them as collected works in the Best of Dagmay. I think it's just overall been an advantage to me to write from the margins, to write from Mindanao and in Mindanao. Because, of course, we've got Mindanaoan writers who are not based here. And so the card is, we were born here, and therefore we're Mindanaoan. But again, that's a struggle that you can keep fighting. But we want to embrace all forms of what it means to be Mindanaoan creative. There's many things that I had to fight for, to have in this life in Davao. But all of these things have shaped who I am today, and have shaped my writing, which is the material of my writing. And I cannot imagine any other life. I mean, if I had stayed in Manila, where I was born, I don't think I would be where I am today in my writing and in the way I view myself and my role as a woman and as a writer. Yeah, we're here. And it's only a matter of opportunity that our voices are heard, but we know, I think at this point, we already know we have a voice. So we just follow where that voice leads us.
Reminding us that our stories matter and that our voices deserve to be heard. Through teaching and writing, she helps shape a new generation of storytellers, ready to claim their space, speak their truth, and take place as torchbearers of culture, each one an alampat in their own right.
Mindanao Network, right here, right now, as promised.
Previously on Bayi, we followed the journey of a woman who turned an unexpected chapter into a legacy, shaping a cultural space for people to learn and reconnect with the past. And now, we go deeper into her leadership and the stories she helped bring to light.
The Davao Museum Foundation's Board of Directors, led by its President, Judy Ann Prantilla, and Chairperson Dr. Riz Pangan, have been graciously helping in keeping the museum sustain its operations. But foremost of all, I need to mention the name of Gino Gonzalez, a famous production manager and scenographer who modernized Davao Museum's design and interiors, especially the display cases of the collections, practically for free. There's also Noni Cartagena, another Manila-based museum designer who would fly to Davao every time we launched a new exhibit. Currently, I get assistance from academician Pamela Castrillo and her husband, Iggy Castrillo of Ateneo de Davao University, in creating new exhibits that tell stories about Davao, its people, and its culture. When I became a senior bank executive, there were targets to meet and management concerns that needed my full attention. I needed to balance this with the demands of being a wife and a mother. Maybe I was good in managing time because, thank God, my 2 children have good careers and I'm still married to the same man for 52 years now. I should not forget to mention, though, that raising funds for the museum was the most challenging task of them all. You need to present your vision and mission clearly, that renovating and supporting the museum will benefit the community because tourists and visitors would always want to know the city's history and culture. In 2005 or early 2006, we needed a museum that we can proudly show to the participants of the ASEAN Forum, so I immediately planned its renovation. I approached many people who I thought would have the means to give financial support, as well as some collectors who could donate their precious collection to the museum. Their financial help in funding the renovation proved that if you have a good project proposal and you're able to present the outcome or benefits of a project, people will help. I guess my marketing experience in the bank helped me a lot too. We have had art exhibits in the past to showcase the works of local artists, normally in between changing exhibits on history and Mindanao culture. I believe that local artists should be given a space to present their works in the museum, and I hope this will become regular in the future. My favorite is the one about the Japanese in Davao, entitled Davao Ku, the Abaka, the Japanese, and the Making of Davao. It was about the role of the Japanese in developing the Abaka industry in Davao, and how intermarriages with the Lumads and local women led to Davao being named Little Tokyo. I had a Japanese guest 2 years ago, and when I took her to the museum, she cried after reading Davao's timeline of history and learned about the influence of the Japanese in Davao. I feel most fulfilled when I see museum guests reading and appreciating what they see, reacting to the stories they've read, and relating their own stories with the history of Davao. When I hear the guests complimenting the artworks on exhibit and asking questions about the museum, this interest somehow validates that the museum is doing its work. One should not be afraid to do something outside of one's comfort zone. There are so many new things that one can explore, but you need to work hard for it. You need to believe in it and have the confidence that you can do it. I am approaching 80, but I intend to stay active in our family business and pursue whatever new project will interest me. Thinking forward, I would like to think the Davao Museum would continue to help in projecting Davao's unique history and character as a pioneer in agricultural development and as a model of diversity through its different indigenous tribes. My dream is for the museum to continue its mission to educate the young and to inspire them that there is so much that Davao can offer its residents and also prospective investors. That Davao is a beautiful place to live in. I'm looking forward to seeing Davao Museum move to its new home in Ateneo de Davao University so that its collections can be appreciated by more people and its legacy will live on for a very, very long time.